I'm going to show a really quick way of how to make these little, well, it's not that quick because it takes a long time to make a lot of them. This is like a little kind of baby's breath, gypsophilia, and the flowers on these are really small, but they don't have to be perfect. So it's like this one is kind of crumpled up. That's okay. This one's a little more open. You can kind of see the center. It doesn't matter because what you're going to do is make a whole bunch of them and then put them all together so that they make a little clump. They do take a lot of them, and I pulled these out to show how many 20 is. This is 20 of them, and it really it doesn't make a whole lot, but when you put them in an arrangement, it's really pretty if you have a lot, and it gives it kind of a really light, airy look. But like I said, this is 20, so if you're going to make these to put on a cake, you need to make a lot of them, and you can use them for filler, and it is a very pretty effect. It's very lacy and light, and it's nice in little spring bouquets, but it does take time, so you need to kind of make these up ahead. But like in this one, you can see that there's some that are more flower-like, and some that have kind of folded in on themselves. That's okay, because when you get sprays of gypsophilia, they have little buds and they have open flowers. They're just teeny, teeny, tiny, so you have to make a lot of them to make it look full. But I'm going to show you a real quick way to do it. First, you're going to use, I would use the green wire. You can use white if you want to keep it all white, but the stems of the baby's breath are green, so if you see that effect in there, it's not going to seem strange. Do a teeny little hook, and see, this is my fingertip, and that's how big the hook is. It's very small. And you're going to use this cutter. This is the Wilton cutter. You can get them in different brands. This is about 1/2 inch across. It's the smallest one that comes in the little set of the basic Gumpaste cutters, and it's very easy to find in craft stores, so you can get that. Roll out some gum paste, very, very thin. I think I put this on the setting, like the smallest setting on my KitchenAid, which would be like an 8. And you can, if you want to be really obsessive about it, you can take a little veiner and, like a little frill pick and kind of, thin the leaves out, the petals out. You really don't have to do that, because if you roll it out really thin, then it's going to be thin already, and you don't need to worry about it. Okay. Take your gum glue. I use gum glue. You can use water. Gum glue is okay. Dip the hook in it and stick this through the flower. You're going to bring it up here and pinch it that direction and that direction, and then just make sure that the base is kind of attached. The gum paste is really thin, so it is going to rip. Sometimes you have to be careful. Once you get the rhythm of it, though, you can make a lot in a very short time. You just bang, bang, bang. So even if you can see the hook here, it's coming out a little bit. That's okay, because the gum glue will hold it in. Don't mess around with these. If you start fidgeting around with them, then it's going to rip, and they're going to fall off the hook, and you'll just lose it. So that one came out okay. It's kind of an open flower. Let's stick it right in there and let it dry. So here's another one. Start with the hook, and just dip the hook part in the gum glue. And gum glue is 2 tablespoons of hot water plus 1/4 tablespoon of Tylose, and you just mix it up as best you can and let it sit, and it'll turn into a kind of gluey corn syrup consistency. Now that one is a little more closed. That's okay. I don't want to mess with it too much because it looks like it's coming off the hook back here. So what I want to do is kind of press it at the base so that I know that the gum paste is attached to the hook. And then you just let that dry. And I have 2 more I've cut out. If you can't pick it up, so like this is, I'm having a hard time picking that one up, you can just put the hook in there, stick the hook, stick the wire right in the middle, and that'll pick it up, and then you can just slide it right up there. Press in 2 directions. And this one is kind of tearing, but that's alright. As long as you get it on the hook so that it's attached with the gum glue, it will stay eventually. I don't know if I got enough gum glue on this one. See how that's kind of starting to fall apart? What you do if that happens, pinch the whole thing. Oh look, I have a bud. And there are buds on them, so a little variation is fine. Okay. See, everything can be saved. You don't have to throw stuff away. Alright, and the last one, hook in the gum glue. Yeah, I don't think it's getting the gum glue on it. I just made this, so it hasn't sat for very long. Alright, that's got some on it. And I'm going to stick the wire right in there. Come on, don't bend wire. Slide it up the wire. Press in that direction. Press in this direction. And that one kind of folded on itself. And that's okay. I'm going to bend it like that. If I want it to be a little more open, you can just kind of press it. And, you know, obviously this is not perfect, but it doesn't matter, because once you get them all together in the little bunch, you're going to have some, some are more open, like that one. There's a little bud, and there's two kind of closed ones. And if you look at the white arrangement that I had before, I'm going to move this, because I know I'll dump something in there. If you look at the white arrangement, there are variations in all of them. They're not all the same, that's fine. There's closed ones, there's open ones. The green makes a nice little center. And you can make these a little bit bigger if you want, but it's just not going to look the same once you get them all together. You want a kind of a feathery, lacy look. So that's just a real quick way of doing that. And this, you know, this will take quite a while. So if you're going to make these for a cake, I once did a cake that had these in between the tiers, and I don't even know how many there were. But there were a lot, and it takes a long time to make that many of them, so just plan ahead. Don't wait until the day before to start making these, because you'll be up all night. And that's it.